Okay, this is going to be my full complete guide on how to sell on Amazon FBA step by step in 2025. So I have a flow chart that I'm going to break down for you guys. Okay, let's get into it. Step number one, you got to set up your account. So that's going to be Seller Central, Alibaba, Helium 10. You guys can look this up. Not very hard to do. Then you're going to start off with some product research. Now, this is super important that you need to know what your criteria is. This is a very quick rundown and overview about what I look for typically and what I show my students and clients. It typically needs to be in high demand, has to have over 30% profit margins. That's bare minimum though. I really like to go for 40, 50% as high as possible. There can't be any patents or seasonality to it. So like Halloween stuff is only going to be good for October. So you don't want to sell that. You want to sell something that's year round. Again, we're taking everyday items, not trendy items. We need something that's going to have some actual consistent sales history, okay? Ideally, the market has over a year of sales history. That way you can tell that, okay, this is not just a trend that's gotten recently big in the last 3 months. There's actually been sales history the last year, 2 years, etc. Then there needs to be low enough competition. Your competition is gauged by reviews, number of reviews of different listings. So some listings, you want to avoid the markets where there's a ton of listings out there on Amazon that have 10,000, 5,000, reviews or more, right? You want to go into markets where, there's some people with, 500, 600, maybe a couple thousand here and there, but there's a ton of other new people with 100, 200, 300 reviews or less that are still crushing it and doing $5, $10, $15,000 a month or more, because that gives a sign that new sellers can come in and still do really well. And then low advertising cost per click. So Amazon has their own advertising platform that you can use to generate traffic for your product. And instead of using Facebook or Google or whatever, you can just use Amazon's own platform. And they have a pay per click advertising system. So basically, you're going to be paying every time somebody clicks on your listing. When you decide to put an ad for a keyword like coffee mug, that means you're putting your product in front of the keyword coffee mug. If they see it, you might guys notice when you're on Amazon, it'll say sponsored. That's an Amazon ad. And if the cost of that is too expensive, let's say you're selling a $30 product, but the cost per click is $5, you're going to be running out of your entire budget within 6 clicks. You need something lower, less than $1.50, less than $1, etc. So do your product research, know what your criteria is. Once you've found a potential product, you're going to use Alibaba, the website, to find suppliers. And you can do suppliers in China, India, Vietnam, whatever, Pakistan, it doesn't matter. So you're going to go in, talk to suppliers, and then negotiate. You're going to figure out a price and then order samples as well. Now, when you are talking to 15, 20 different suppliers, the top 3 to 5 with the best price and samples, if it is bad, you need to talk and renegotiate and find more suppliers. If it is good, then you can move forward and place a 30 to 50% deposit on one supplier that you deem to have the best price and the best sample as well. Now, once you've gone through that, you want to start building your brand and your unique selling point of your product. That means, what is your custom packaging going to look like? What are you going to name your product as well? What kind of changes do you want to make to your product as well? Can the supplier do this? This is something you want to communicate. This happens simultaneously while you're negotiating with your supplier as well. Now, once you've completed that and your product is about to finish being manufactured, which could take a few weeks, this is when you're going to want to schedule a product inspection to make sure they go in. Maybe they're going to take 10, 20% of your inventory and just do drop tests, quality tests, etc. And if it fails, then they need to go and fix the major or minor, fails or passes in the inspection report. Now, if they cannot do it or the quality is just so bad, you need to go back and find more suppliers and redo this whole process again, right? This is super important. You need to have a good product inspection. If it has just a few minor, mistakes or marks, then it'll pass. But if there's any major, there's too many major or minor, it will fail. Now, if it passes, good. Go ahead and have your supplier ship your Amazon products over to Amazon's warehouses. Amazon will assign that on your Seller Central account. Now, at the same time, while you're building your brand and unique selling point, you want to also get products and photos done. Okay, you get your product photos done. So you send a sample from your supplier or take a unit from your inventory and have them send it to your photography team, whether it's on Fiverr or if you use our own agency as well, that works. So that should be done at the same time as your Amazon goods are being shipped over. Now, While your Amazon products are being shipped, you want to take those photos and list them on your Amazon product page. And again, you're not building a website, you're not building a Shopify account, you're literally just listing a product on Amazon. So use AI, ChatGPT, go hire professional copywriters, and use keyword research to build your title, bullet points, etc., and put your photos in there as well. Build a beautiful, amazing Amazon product listing. Now, once you are finished with that, you need to continue your keyword research and figure out your strategy on how to set up your advertising campaigns. There's a few different match types. Thankfully, Amazon's advertising platform is way easier to use than Facebook or Google. You don't have to do any creatives or anything like that. You are only doing keyword-based advertising. So that means if you are selling a coffee mug, you're going to create a campaign that targets the keyword coffee mug. So every time someone searches coffee mug, your product's going to show up. And hopefully you're going to convert for it. Okay, so while you're doing this as well, your suppliers deliver the goods into Amazon, and Amazon checks in your products. They fulfill it through their processing system, and then your inventory is going to be made available. From there, you're going to get friends and family to leave a review and buy your product, and have them give you a good review. And you can also enroll into Vine. Now, to get Vine, you need to get a trademark submitted for your brand and then submit that to Amazon's brand registry. That gives you access to their Vine program. Vine program is basically the legal terms of service way of getting reviews for your product, right? So they'll give away 30 units of your product. In exchange, those customers will leave a review for your product. Pretty simple. Now, this is a double-bladed or edged sword right here. Because if you have bad quality product, Vine will roast you. They will destroy your listing. All right. And that means you're not going to make any sales. But if you have a good quality product, you did your product inspections, you did your due diligence, you have good branding, you'll probably get some good reviews. So make sure you do not do this if you're not confident in your product. But if you are, this is a great program to do. Okay. Now it's time to launch your products with the Amazon ads. This is super important. Again, you need to have set up your keyword research and you know what keywords you're targeting. Usually this is going to be common sense. If you're selling a coffee mug that's 16 ounces, you're probably going to want to target keywords that are related to coffee mug, 16-ounce mug, things like that, right? Use some common sense, use product research or keyword research knowledge with that. So set up your campaigns. The whole goal, again, you could have the best fucking product in the world. If nobody can see it, nobody's going to buy, okay? So the whole point of ads is to get people to see your product. The more people see your product, the more chances you'll convert for a sale, okay? Now, as you launch your product, you're going to gather data for the next 7 to 14 days, maybe in a month, and then you're gonna start optimizing your campaign so that you can get more views, more conversions, see what works, see what doesn't work. You're gonna be bleeding some money into this as well, or if you have a really great product, maybe you're gonna be profitable off the gate. Okay. Last but not least, this is kind of the finishing end to this before we get into more advanced techniques, but reorder your inventory based off of your lead time and your daily sales. Okay, so your lead time is basically from the start of manufacturing your product all the way to delivery on Amazon. So let's say that's a 60-day process, then that's your lead time, 60 days. And if you're selling, when you launch your product, an average of 10 sales a day, then your reorder should be about 600 units. And that's really it. So that is Amazon FBA step-by-step in 2025. It's very straightforward. Again, it's not a super complicated business. There are a lot of steps, and you're not gonna go and sell trendy items. The goal is to sell everyday items that are gonna sell throughout the year that are high profit margins, 40, 50% net profit margins that are gonna give you a good return. And again, this is supposed to be consistent. This is not supposed to take a lot of time either. You probably won't spend more than 5 or 10 hours a week on this business, honestly. So hope this helps. If you guys have any questions, drop the comments down below. Drop those questions down below. If you guys want to learn how we can help you pick your first product or help you do this entire process for you, check the link in my bio. Check out our free training. Sign up for a call with us, whatever we can do to help you. So other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.